Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Abdurrahman from 20 to start with my training day update. Today was training day 57. I'm really happy with how things are going. I was 1 minute faster on my pace today. I was again trying to get to the 5 mile mark. I was walking today at 14 minutes 31 seconds pace per mile, which is almost a full minute faster than just yesterday, and I wasn't really trying. I'm just enjoying walking. Maybe I'm lighter, maybe it's the sugar pulsing through my body, but I'm impressed with myself. Alhamdulillah, I'm impressed. Here's the kicker: my heart rate dropped despite the fact that I was walking a minute faster per mile. So I went from 120 average heart rate to 117. My zone dropped from 2.5 to 2.3. So this is what real zone 2 adaptation looks like in real time. Nothing fancy. I'm not in a lab. I'm not doing, I'm not a performance triathlete or anything like that. Just nasal breathing, being conscious of doing that whilst I'm training, making dhikr, so remembering Allah whilst I'm walking, but breathing through my nose. Just my legs, my lungs, my heart pumping, hot English sun, which is a bit unusual. I'm still enjoying being out in the countryside. It was a really beautiful day today. Nice to look out over the country. But this is what I think is the sort of metabolic shift, because I'm able to go faster with lower effort in heart rate terms. And I have to say, it feels pretty good. It feels pretty good. This is a really good thing. I mean, my heart rate is dropping whilst my output is increasing. That's the definition of of a measurable performance increase. So I'm happy with that. Zone fastest pace 15:22 yesterday, 14:31 today. Heart rate drops 120 to 117. Zone 2.5 to 2.3. Cadence is now slightly higher at 122. So things are going in the right direction. I'm a big fan of this kind of training. Stick to it. Try zone 2. Pick whatever your poison is. Walking, cycling. You can run. You can be on a treadmill. You can use heavy hands like I was doing back in Dakar. But do it every day, or as close to every day as possible. Be consistent, and you notice that after the slightly boring effect, things start to improve. Now, I'm not sure how much is the sugar fasting or the sugar diet, or I'm not sure I even like calling it sugar diet. That's the bit of the clickbaity, isn't it? The high carb, low fat, whatever we want to, whatever you like calling it. Whatever you like calling it. I'm going to stick with sugar fasting because that's actually what I did today. But I know that I'm going to be morphing onto this sort of high carb, low fat diet approach in the future that just is sensible. But how much impact is it having on my exercise performance? Is the reason that this is happening because I'm dropping weight, and so I'm lighter, so I'm able to walk faster with less effort? I know when I listened to something from, I think it was Dorian Ryder, he was talking about how 2 or 3 pounds lost in weight for a sort of cyclist can be the difference between sort of first and fourth place, because of course you've got to move less weight for your energy expenditure. I'm obviously dropping a lot of weight, so maybe it's very noticeable for a fat boy. Someone who I'm now in the overweight category, not obese. But when I looked at the BMI chart, I'm way, way off where the BMI would say I'm healthy. That brings me back to sort of schoolboy weight when I was 18. I can't really picture being, 12 and a half stone or under 13 stone. I think I'm just in the category. And then, a couple of green boxes into the right BMI at 12 and a half. It seems almost unrealistic. But I think I could probably get there with this sugar diet. I'm not sure what people will say, whether they'd start to say I'm unhealthy or not. But is my performance increased because of the loss in weight? Is it that there's so much sugar pulsing through me that I just want to go faster? Or is it the heart adaptation, and that would have happened anyway, even if I was carrying more weight? The answer, I presume, is it's all of it, right? That's probably the answer, is that it's a bit of everything. But I'm very happy. The fasting is doing its thing. This high carb, low fat, sugar fast, whatever diet, is very compatible with me as a 46-year-old man. I'm enjoying it. I'm feeling good on it. I'm enjoying the sort of energy. I haven't had coffee now for forever, which is interesting. Well, tell a lie. I had a coffee actually with my mum and dad today in town. But I'm not needing coffee, and I'm not having it first thing in the morning. It's just when I feel like it, because I still like the taste of coffee. Um, but this diet's good. I like it. I can see myself sort of living on it, and I think it's very compatible, because especially if you get to your zone, your right weight zone, you can be a couple of pounds playing with it. Then I think you can have a meal in the evening of anything you want, really. And obviously I would try and keep it low fat, as low fat as possible, and fairly low on protein. But you don't have to upset your wife or your loved one, or whoever helps you with cooking, or be a real you know depressing guy when you go out for a meal with friends. You can just eat and then get back on it, knowing that you've got a weapon that with your sugar fasting. Just if I go out, for example, in Dubai, where I've got a trip coming up, inshallah, I'll have Lebanese food because I love Lebanese food, and they've got great Lebanese food there. I just have whatever I want for that evening meal, but it's one cheat meal. And then the next day, I know what I'll do. I'll go on a hardcore sugar fast. I'll just go on what they call hard sugars now, and just have fruit juice and some gummy bears, and more fruit juice and some gummy bears, and 3 squares of smoothies. And I'm pretty certain I will have neutered out all of the damage, if there was any, on the scale from the evening out. So I'm very happy with this. The diet and the athleticism or cardio or whatever are really sort of a mesh. They're really meshing very nicely together. So I'm a big fan of it. Has anyone else been experiencing this? Are you getting things like me, like maybe I could be an ultra runner? Maybe I should do some cardio. Maybe I should run a marathon or take up something like that, because I'm feeling good. I'm feeling positive, lots of energy. And someone commented in the comments, and my advice was, if you're feeling good and the scale is dropping, then don't worry about the calorie deficit, or don't worry about the amount of calories you're having. That's all that matters, really. Is the scale dropping, or are you happy with the scale? Because maybe you're at a maintenance point and you're just now sort of conserving things. So just then you play around with the scale. And how do you feel? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling full of energy? Are you feeling decent? I have to say, I think I'm probably more energetic and feeling more sort of balanced than I have been in a long time. Is that because I've cut out the coffee that I was having way too much of? Possible. Is it a combination of feeling good from the exercise and feeling good from the diet, and running on nice clean energy, which I think is what happens when you have a diet that's heavily on the fruit side. And probably now I'm on a much more kind of performance diet and way of eating than I've ever been in my life. I think certainly much better than when I was when I was keto. Keto is a real pain to sustain. That's why everybody falls off of it. And you always fall off of it, and then you've got that keto hangover to get through again, to get back into ketosis. The nice thing with the sugar diet is the energy is snappy energy right from the start. So yeah, I'm a big fan. So exercise, this ended up being more of a general update as well as a training update. But I'm very happy with sugar fasting, very happy with this approach. If you're following along and you've got to this point, tell me, are you having similar experiences? How are you getting on with sugar fasting, sugar diet, high carb, low fat? What kind of exercise are you doing along with it? Or are you not doing any exercise at all, and are you seeing the weight come off? I'd love to know. Please hit me up in the comments, like and subscribe and all of that stuff if you care to. Sugar, get ripped, Habibi. And this was an exercise one, so it should be consistency trumps intensity. Thank you for listening. I'll catch you on the next one. Abdurrahman out.